so welcome back to our channel, Nick and Norma's channel. Today we've got something great prepared for you. We're going to be making some Salisbury steak from scratch. So we got all of our ingredients here for you already. We got a pound of ground beef already defrosted. We have about 3 tablespoons of breadcrumbs ready to go. Same for some finely chopped onion. 3 tablespoons of that. We have our nice delicious rub sage ready to go, all dry and delicious. We minced 3 cloves of garlic, so as you see there's a lot of 3s in here. And then we've got about a half a tablespoon of pepper and a tablespoon, half of a teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt here prepared as well. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First thing what we're going to do is, and I'm actually happy to show you this, we have our meat masher. We finally got our shipment in, so these will be coming soon, but we're gonna just beat up our, we're just gonna chop the meat down, break it down a little bit with this meat masher, and then we're going to add our ingredients and create some patties. We got our meat broken down real good. Let's go ahead and get some of these ingredients in there. We're going to sprinkle in the rub sage, get that all over. And this is one of those meals where you're gonna have to get your hands a little dirty. If you're scared to touch the meat, you might want to prepare some, have some gloves or something prepared. And we're gonna just put all these ingredients right in there. Get our garlic, salt, pepper. We're gonna give it a mix with the seasonings, and then we'll add in we're going to throw in, oh, I almost forgot, we gotta put an egg in there. I gotta get an egg. All right, so then we're gonna crack an egg and we're gonna add that into the mixture here. Add in the onion now. And just sprinkle that across. It looks like a little bit, I'm gonna keep some of that out. And then the same for the breadcrumbs, and the breadcrumbs are just gonna get in there and kind of soak up some of those extra juices and pull it together so you can make some nice patties that won't fall apart. So we're gonna put the breadcrumbs in there. Let's go. And then you just kind of get that really good mixture. You'll feel the breadcrumbs are a little bit crunchy at first, but as the mixture comes together, you'll feel it form and they'll soften up and really just mold the meat together. This looks delicious. You can see, you just pull it up like a whole piece there. And that's really what you want, just big delicious meatball. So we'll just keep mixing it to try and make sure the ingredients are all the way throughout. A big meatball. Alright, we can let that sit for a second. Okay guys, so we got a plate here, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of break this big ball in half, and then break it in half again to make 4 good patties. We got four kids, that's how much we're going to make out of here. So just try and get a good half break on that. Do your best, I mean I'm not going to measure it out. You get 2 meatballs now, 2 good sized meatballs. Yeah, so they're about the same. And we'll just do that one more time. We're gonna make some patties. And a little trick I learned, honestly, from a friend's mom when I was a kid. When you make your patties, what you want to do is you want to try and make them a little more thin. Because as they cook, what's going to happen is the meat's going to kind of contract and shrink, and then they're going to turn into a chunkier patty at the end of the cook. So I try to make them a little bit thin, and then they fatten up as we go. And this is a childhood memory, this meal. I love it. It's always good when it's nice and cold out. It's good and wholesome. You make it with some mashed potatoes. It's delicious. And if you can smell this meat right now, and I'm sure you will soon. 4 patties made now. What we're going to do is just gonna drizzle some oil in our pan and we're gonna cook those up for about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. And then we're gonna remove them and I'll show you how to make the gravy. All right, so one of my favorite parts about this is we get to make it in one pan. We just use our cast iron skillet. So we're gonna get some oil on there. Let that heat up. Oh yeah, that good sizzle. We made these kind of big, like I said, but you'll notice as they go, they're gonna shrink up a little. Edit that. Alright, so we got all of our patties in the pan here, and we're gonna give it about 4 or 5 minutes on this side. Flip it, give it 4 to 5. And then make sure you keep a plate on this side. We're gonna pull them out and then make the gravy and the sauce, return them back to the pan. Alright, so we have these guys cooked about halfway through. We're going to remove them from the pan, keep them warm. Really want to get cold, so we'll set those over there. If you had some mushrooms that you'd like to put into this, you would add your mushrooms now and you just kind of saute them up with the butter. Melt that butter down and we're going to add in the flour. We're going to create a roux. Gonna kind of whisk that in. You'll see it get all chunky. Just kind of let that warm up so it gets a little bit golden brown. And what we have over here is we have about just under 2 cups, maybe 1 3/4 cups of water and 2 bouillon cubes already dissolved into it. We're gonna make this little roux, and then we will add in the water and just kind of give that good blend up, and you'll feel it start to thicken up as you go. And then we'll be able to put the patties back in. Get all that good flavor into that gravy though. And that's the beauty of doing this in cast iron. But yeah, you can see it starting to thicken up. At this point, and this is not necessary, but if you happen to have some browning sauce, just add in a quarter teaspoon of that right now, and get that into the mix. It's going to give that good color and make it that much better. You see, you're getting that sauce nice and dark. Alright, so we've got the gravy made. What we're going to do is just add the patties back in. And I kind of like to put them in and then flip them over, just to kind of get that sauce on the top of it right away. So if you have the tongs, I prefer to use the tongs at this point, but you see, you just get it good and saucy in that gravy. And we'll let these cook a little bit, maybe about 10-15 minutes just to finish off the hamburger. Get that on the same side as the other ones. I've accompanied it with some mashed potatoes and some green beans. If you want the recipes, be sure to just look below. You'll see the recipe for both of the, well, for the potatoes, green beans, kind of green beans. But yeah, so this is our steak here. I'm gonna plate it for you. And voila, one thing I do like to do is make a little spot for extra gravy on the potatoes. Trick I learned is if you make a little hole in it, it'll hold the gravy for you. Alright guys, so that's your Salisbury steak made from scratch. Please let us know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this video, and we'll be back again with more. Thank you. Have a good night.